Well, let's take a look now at 35mm lenses for most of your shots. In photography, the word normal lens is used for camera lenses that have a focal length which is roughly the same as the human eye sees. Originally, that was the dimension of the film based inside the camera, but digital cameras changed that as a colloquialism. When purchased, a camera will typically come standard with a 35mm lens. Single lens reflex cameras offer photographers the opportunity to change lenses depending upon the types of pictures that are going to be taken. Camera lenses vary upon zoom type, aperture, focal length, focus type, and cost. Knowing what these variables refer to and what you need will help you set a budget and get the most for your money. Zoom type. Some camera lenses are known as primes, which mean that they only have one fixed focal length, such as a 50mm that cannot zoom. Others are zoom lenses, which means that they can cover a range from, let's say, 24mm to 70mm and can be adjusted. The advantage to prime lenses is that they usually produce slightly higher quality pictures. Most agents start out with this type of lens. Aperture. Aperture is the amount of light the lens can allow through it to hit the sensor in the camera. The wider the aperture, the more light is let in. This is important because the more light that can enter, the faster the shutter speed can be to freeze high-speed action. This is also very important to be able to over or undercompensate lighting in a darker room with bright sunlight coming in through a large window. How about focal length? Focal length is measured in millimeters and tells the viewing area of the camera. The human eye's viewing area is between 40 and 60 millimeters. Lenses with higher focal lengths will zoom in closer than the human eye is able to. How about focus type? Most camera lenses today come equipped with automatic focus and manual focus. Automatic focus is when the camera sets the focus while the manual setting allows the photographer to set the focus. Some cameras also offer full-time manual focus, which is a special twist to automatic focus. When taking home photos, especially interior shots, focus can become a key ingredient. Depending upon the depth of field, the agent can shoot a room with the foreground living room couch just out of focus when the dining room table is in sharp focus. Well, let's take a look at the 35mm lenses in a digital camera then. Mount your 35mm lens with the correct lens mount. A Nikon lens won't fit a Canon or a Pentax, for example, without an adapter. The same is true for third-party lenses by companies such as Sigma and Tamron. Each is made with a camera-specific lens mount. Mount a normal 50 to 55mm lens on your digital camera. Notice that on most digital cameras with a standard charge-coupled device, that's a CCD device or sensor, the view will appear to multiply. There usually is a 1.5 times factor, meaning a 50mm normal lens will appear as a 75mm portrait lens. Even your widest angle lens, such as a 24mm, will lose some wide-angle aspect because of this. Try using the 50mm lens in your backyard. Get used to magnification effect of the CCD. If you are used to a good wide angle with your 24mm lens, that will be cut to 36mm so that you won't have the field of view you might expect. Try the lens on a normal scene, such as the view from your back porch. Use the magnification effect. If you have a 50 to 200mm zoom lens on your old film camera, you now have a 75 to 300mm zoom to play with. It will give you farther reach for capturing a bird in a tree or picking out a face in a crowd without being noticed. In photography, normal lens is used for camera lenses that have a focal length which is roughly the same as the human eye. And depth of field means the agent can shoot a room with the foreground couch in focus with the dining room table just out of sharp focus.